NBC 15 News at 11 starts now.
Now at 11, we are learning more about the shark attacks in North Carolina that sent 2 teenagers to the hospital. Plus, the NAACP cancels a meeting today after the race of its leader is being called into question. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Belport. Ashley is off this week. So, Mondays, yeah, when it rains, it's just difficult. Let's check in right now with Chief Meteorologist Charlie Shortino. You know, Charlie, I'd rather have it raining and warmer than raining and cold.
You should write a song about that whole Monday and rain thing. I think that would work for you.
Does it bring you down? Does it bring you down?
You could add that line to it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the weather forecast for you. We have some showers and a few thunderstorms expected as we move through the afternoon. We're going to get a little break here for at least an hour or so in Madison, maybe a little longer, and then more showers and thunderstorms heading toward the midday and into the afternoon hours. And as we look toward the evening, even a few scattered showers and thunderstorms still possible. We'll take a quick look at some radar for you, and you can see the showers and thunderstorms across the southern part of Wisconsin and some across Iowa back into Nebraska. Another line of thunderstorms developing northwest of here, so it'll be a while before we're out of it. But tomorrow looks a lot nicer with sunshine. I'll have that forecast for you coming up.
Thank you, Charlie. And now we are following breaking news at 11. Police are on the scene of a possible shooting at an Air Force base near Little Rock, Arkansas. Let's go now to a live picture. At least 2 people, we are told, have been shot. They've been taken to the hospital. The extent of their injuries right now unknown. The base is currently on lockdown. You are seeing a live picture. It looks like the visitor center there, and it looks like a member of the military inspecting a car, an SUV. Right now, authorities are telling us that the shooter is not a member of the military. You can see the network has its own reporter there, and of course they will be following the story, as will we, throughout the day. Now to our big story at 11. 2 teens suffered separate shark attacks at a North Carolina beach yesterday, both losing their left arm. The beaches are open today, but swimmers are being told to use caution. NBC's Rachel Roller has this report now from Oak Island, North Carolina.
Local officials are still searching for that vicious shark or sharks. They don't know at this point. They tell us a helicopter and boats will be patrolling this shoreline all day. Authorities are trying to calm people's fears, but at this point, nobody is getting in that water. We're learning more about the attacks. Officials say they came without warning in waist-deep water 20 yards offshore.
It was like a scene from Jaws. All of a sudden, people are yelling, "Get out of the water, get out of the water, call 911." But then you see somebody wading into the shallow water carrying this poor girl.
Officials say a 12-year-old girl lost part of her left arm and could lose her leg after she was attacked in the surf. Less than an hour later, a 16-year-old boy was attacked, also losing part of his left arm. Both were airlifted to area hospitals and are in stable condition. Officials did offer advice to beachgoers. They say not to swim after heavy rains, pay attention to fish patterns, avoid murky water, and avoid sharp drop-offs.
There's no way that we're going to stop people from going into the water. If they want to go in the water, they're going to. We can advise people just to be careful and be alert.
Brunswick EMS tells us both victims probably would have died if it wasn't for first responders on the beach able to react so fast to stop the bleeding. In Oak Island, Rachel Roller, NBC News.
And now in our continuing coverage, an investigation is underway in the town of Vienna after an apparent domestic violence homicide. 1 person was found dead inside a home off Highway DM Saturday night. A woman was arrested in connection with the murder. Authorities spent yesterday interviewing people who knew the couple. Right now, no names have been released. State lawmakers are getting ready to introduce a bill that would tie the ignition interlock requirement for OWI offenders to their driver's license. Under the legislation, a new restricted driver's license would be issued to some with drunk driving records. It would also make it a criminal offense to drive any car that does not have an interlock device. The bill is set to be introduced next week. Well, the Wisconsin DOT, meantime, says county highway crews will begin posting those 70-mile-an-hour speed limit signs this week. Starting tomorrow, Tuesday, crews will install around 470 updated speed limit signs. About 800 miles of Wisconsin highways will be affected by the increase. DOT says drivers, you can start driving 70 miles an hour on designated roads once you see those signs posted. Around the nation now, the woman accused of helping two prisoners escape from a New York prison 9 days ago is in court today. Joyce Mitchell is having her preliminary hearing. She's accused of agreeing to be the inmate's getaway driver after they escaped from a maximum security prison. Prosecutors say Mitchell backed out of the plan because she felt guilty for being part of the escape plot. They also believe she provided things like blades, drill bits, and other tools to help them in their escape. Rachel Dolezal, the Washington State NAACP chapter leader who is in the middle of a controversy involving her race, was to speak today at an event. However, yesterday, that chapter announced on their Facebook page the meeting was canceled so that the group could, quote, continue discussion with regional and national NAACP leaders, close quote. Well, Dolezal claims she is part African-American, though Dolezal's parents were on NBC's Today Show this morning, and her parents say their daughter has cut off all communication with them after they called her out.
We hope that Rachel will get the help that she needs to deal with her identity issues. Of course, we love her, and we hope that she will come to a place where she knows and believes and speaks the truth.
And we're always ready, parents, to forgive.
Last week, the NAACP backed Rachel Dolezal and her work for the chapter. And now to the race for the White House, as two very familiar names kick their campaigns into high gear today. Jeb Bush will announce he's running for president during a kickoff rally in Miami. Meantime, Hillary Clinton is trying to woo voters in Iowa after her own announcement over the weekend. Here's NBC's Chris Jansing.
The stage is set, swathed in red, white, and blue, and the introductory videos are now rolling.
Proud we were able to make a difference, to change lives.
After 6 months of planning and pressing the flesh, Jeb Bush goes after the office once held by his father and brother.
It's going to be an exciting time. I'm really excited about this.
But it's not the campaign he expected it to be. There's been a staff shakeup and policy stumbles on Iraq that made donors nervous. And Bush faces a surprisingly crowded field that even the competition calls impressive.
They got a lot of youth, they got a lot of energy, they got some significant diversity, and they're no dummies.
Of course, that's not all Jeb Bush is facing. After her weekend campaign kickoff, Hillary Clinton is back in the state she lost in 2008 for an Iowa house party, simulcast to 650 other watch parties around the country. And at a rally, she called on her old boss to negotiate a better trade deal.
The president should listen to and work with his allies in Congress, starting with Nancy Pelosi.
That comment, an example of the challenge for both members of America's political dynasties, how to liberate themselves from the past and at 62 and 67, embody the future.
I don't have to disassociate myself from my family. I love them, but I know that for me to be successful, I'm going to have to show my heart, tell my story.
And when the campaign showed off its new logo, no sign of the family name.
And that was Chris Jansing reporting.